Hello everyone, this is Ashwin here. In this video, we're going to see about how to deploy a trained model using Python Flask. So I'm going to use Iris dataset project for this experimentation. So I'm going to run this notebook. If you didn't see how to do this whole project, means you can click on the right top corner of this video to see the whole project until the training and testing. So now we are going to deploy this model using Flask and get the input from the user and predict the class label. So that is the objective for this video. Now I am going to run all the cells. So I'll just say run all. So this is just a small data set, so it will be running very much quickly. And here we are going to use only one model. So let's see. So it is currently doing the training. So we are getting different accuracies for the model. So we are not going to worry about the accuracy here. We are going to train with any model. So I'm going to go with decision tree classifier. So the model is already trained. I'm going to save the model. So save the model. So for that I'm going to import a module. So import pickle. So using this only we are going to save the model. So we will have a file name equals in a string saved model dot sav. So that's done. Now we are going to save it using pickle dot dump the model, that is this model, and open the file. So file name comma write binary. So this is a string. So write binary. So this will save our model. Run this. So it will be saved. Now we have to run this in Visual Studio Code for running. So usually when you are deploying a model, means it can be a command line Python file, or you can run it in a normal file. So until the training you can use this Jupyter notebook. So this is the command for saving the model. So here I'm going to load the model. So I will say load model equals pickle dot load, open the file name comma read binary. So this will load the model, and okay, the model is loaded. Let's predict something. So load model dot predict a double list. Here we have to set the parameters. So let's see what are the parameters we are having. I will have xtest dot head. So these are the things we are having. So 6.0, 2.2, 4.0 and 1.0. Let's run this. So we are getting the array, that is 1. So we are having the class in 0, 1 and 2 because we have used label encoder here. Maybe we can also train the model without a label encoder. Let's comment this. This is just to get the actual label directly, so it will be easier for us. I'm just going to load the dataset once again. So let's load the dataset and drop the ID. Let's split the input and train the model. So here predict it. So here it is directly showing the class label, that is iris versicolor. So this is how you are going to predict the class name using the user input. So this input we are going to fetch it from the user and predict it and display the output. So now this is how the whole flow works. Let's jump into the deploy.py. Okay, now in the deploy.py we have a few files. So this is the notebook file, this is the dataset, this is the saved model. In this deploy.py we are going to do the backend code for Flask, and in templates folder we are going to have the HTML files. So first let's go for the backend code, that is this deploy.py. So for this we are going to import a few modules from Flask import Flask render template and request, and I think that's enough. So this is the import, and apart from that we have to import pickle in order to load the model. So import pickle, and now let's initialize a few things. If underscore name equals underscore main. So this is like a main function. So when you run this program, it will automatically run this. So here app.run and debug equals true in order to show the errors. So now let's initialize this app and load the model. So app equals Flask of underscore name, and after that load the model. So load the model. So I'll say model equals pickle.load, open the file name, that is saved model.sav, and this will be read binary. So the model will be loaded, and after that we have to display the home page. So for that, at app.root slash, so this will be the home page. Now after this we can create a function. So def home. So here return render template of. So here we are going to load the index HTML page, index.html. So this is the home page that's gonna load, and so this is good. And after that, in the index.html page, when we give all the values and click on predict, it will show the output. So for that we will create another function. So that will be def predict. So here this is the function, and here also we have to specify this app root at app.root, the path slash predict, and we also need to set the methods, that how we are going to get the data. So for that, methods equals post. So you can also use get like this. So you can use any one of them. If you want only post, means you just specify post alone. So this is the initialization part, and after that we need to get the variables. So for that, let's leave some space. What are the variables we are having? We have sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width. So sepal length equals request of sepal length. So this is, I'm going to get it from a form. So similarly, I'm going to initialize all the other variables. So sepal width equals request of sepal width. So similarly we have to do it for petal. So this will be petal. Just paste it all the places. Okay, using this we can able to get all the data we need, and after that we can do the prediction. So here I'm going to say result equals model dot predict of, so this is the values we are going to pass: sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. And here it will display as an array. So I'm going to get the first index, that is 0. Let's also check whether this is the right format. So we have to specify the input according to the columns. So sepal length, sepal width, petal length, and petal width. So the order is right. Now after all the things have been done, we will return again this render template HTML. Here I am going to pass all the locals. So this result also will be passed to the index.html. So it will be easier for us. So currently I'm just focusing on like the baseline. So you can go to some other page. You can render the results in a different page if you want. So that is up to you. So this is like a baseline backend code. So this is how we are going to do the prediction. Now let's create a file. New file, index.html. Now here we are going to create a HTML code. So HTML and body. Inside it we are going to create a form. Action equals / predict. So this is the route we have specified. So it will call the predict function here. And method equals, I'm going to use post. So inside the form I am going to specify all the input we need. So the inputs are sepal length colon, and here we will have the input type equals text, name equals sepal underscore length. So using this name only, we are going to get the value. And close this, have a break tag, and similarly do it for the remaining. So we are going to have 4 inputs. So sepal length and sepal width, petal length, and petal width. Okay, that's done. And next we have to change this name also. So this is sepal width, and this is petal length, and this is petal width. So using this we are going to get the input, and after that we can display the class colon, and here I'm going to display the class. So currently if you want to display a variable, so you have to use this double curly braces. So here it will display the result if you have any. So after this we will again have a break tag, and finally we need the submit button. So input type equals submit, and here value equals predict. So this is the value it will be shown on the button. I think this form is completed and all the values are in text, so we have to convert it into float here. Float of, so similarly we have to do it for all the other values. Float of, okay, all the things are done. So here when we are rendering template, we will have the result as empty and pass the local variables. So we have done everything. So this will get the input, predict the result and render it. And here also we are passing the results. I think we are good to go. So just open the terminal. So in this terminal you can run the command, but here this is like a function. So I just made a mistake here. Just have it as a function. So this is like a function calling, and here also this is request.form because we are using a form to get the values. So this is also form and dot form. This is the last one. Now everything is good to go. Let's deploy the model. So python deploy.py, run this. So this will deploy the server. So this is the local server we are having. Control plus click. Now it is loaded the website. So it is showing 200. Let's go to the website. So this is the website we are having. So sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. Predict. See, now it's showing the class name. So for this input values, it is showing the class name. You can also have a separate web page in order to display the results for the corresponding input. Currently, I'm just having it as a small index HTML. Let's also get out. So this is other websites. So this is how the website is looking. So this is the form we have created. And here the server is running. And everything is good to go. You can also try some other input and check the values. So that's it guys. This is how you can deploy your trained model in a server. So this is just a local server. You can do the similar setup for any kind of cloud platforms. Instead of this local host, you will be having separate IP address, that is the public IP address with the corresponding port. Anyone can access the website and get those results. So for better practice, you can create a multiple HTML or JavaScript files and display all the results. So I'm just going to go through a quick walkthrough how we have built. So here we have created a form with action as predict. So this will call the function here, that is the root, and this is going to pass the data using post, and these are the input attributes, and I'm getting it as a string, so that is a text. And here I'm just displaying the class variable, so result will be shown here. And finally this is the submit button, so the value will be predict, that is here. You can clearly see sepal length, sepal width, petal length and petal width. These are the inputs. You can have different values also, 4, 5, 3 and 5. These are like random values. Predict, and it will show you the class. So now let's see the backend function. So these are all some default attributes. So these are all Flask related attributes. So here we are loading the model, and when we are deploying the server, so this is the first page it will load, that is the index.html. So we have created a function called home, and after that whenever we click the button, we are going to predict, and in the predict we are getting the values from the form using request.form according to the name, and we are converting all the attributes to float, and we are trying to predict from the model. So in this model it will return an array. So from that array I'm just getting the first index, that is the class, and this is the result. So finally I'm just displaying the result here. So this is how the whole flow works. So similarly you can do the same process for all the other projects you want. So I will try to deploy it in some cloud platform also if I have access to that resource. So currently this is how you can deploy it in the local server. And I think that's it, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button and stay tuned for the next video.